What up, peeps? It's your girl Dash. Come back to Farrell Takes. Well, it's the time, you guys. It's movie review time, and this is for The Batman, a movie I've been anticipating waiting to come out well over 2 years or plus, and I'm so glad we finally get to see this. First off, let me just say this will be non-spoiler. Secondly, I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet. I would love to ramble on, but I'm gonna try to condense this as much as I possibly can. And with that said, let me go and just jump into it. First of all, I really did enjoy this film. I enjoyed overall the whole entire cast because I'm going to say I know a lot of people want to kind of center us only just around mostly probably Batman, but this entire cast really made this thoroughly entertaining for me. Also, with this, of course, centering around Gotham, being that this was definitely very suspenseful, very gritty, very dark. And when I say dark, I would say 95% of this film was done shot, well, of course, night scenes. I think we had a couple of scenes, of course, maybe good three or four, whatever that was shot. You see a little bit of, the daytime, but mostly centered around the dark. And being that this is with Gotham, with the darkness and with the rain, and that kind of added a little, the ambiance of this film, which I actually enjoyed. Now, for Robert Pattinson, I really enjoyed him playing Bruce. Being when I talked about this movie news a long time ago, how they're going to center us around a more younger Bruce, definitely more darker, and definitely on the aspect of being more elements of the detective, aspect of it. That I really enjoyed. I know some people, and even I would say for me personally, I really at first really was hoping Affleck would do it, but then things fell through, and then Patterson got it, and I'm glad, that put that aside and look at it for just what it is with him playing this actual character because he has a wide range of roles, and that's probably why it didn't bother me so much at all. I think he did a great job playing this role with that, especially the way it's being portrayed with the way this particular timestamp with the comic with that. I think definitely helps that. With that said, with the cast, like I stated, being with the detective aspect, I liked his working with Jeffrey Wright's character, of course, Gordon. Those scenes with them together, I love their chemistry. I liked how there was a scene where he says to him, talking to him like, "Do you trust me?" He's like, he says, "Do you trust me? I've been dealing with you for 2 years and I don't know your name." just like little parts like that. I just like that, whatever. You just kind of be really honest with them, not anyone taking any type of, feelings about it, especially when it came to certain scenes where it gets into an involvement of dealing with a serial killer going out here on a killing spree, of course, the Riddler played by Paul Dano. And I will say this, Paul Dano did an amazing job as the Riddler. I was here for it. I love the scene, and not to get into it, it's just a scene where you see in the trailer where he is somebody's kind of gets a visit from the Batman, and that whole scene right there, their conversation, the tension was so good. Yes, Paul Dano, he knocked that baby out of the park with that. I was here for his scenes and just the elements of all the things that he was putting with the way he would do the killings, and then him setting up certain little clues, for him to leave for the Batman. And then, of course, Gordon, them trying to figure it out, all these things tying to all these different individuals, who are part of the Gotham, the bad parts of Gotham. And then it all coming back to center around a certain individual. Don't want to give up who that is, but yes. And then just being at the forefront where it brings up even more things that are being hidden, secrets, things that were not told and needing to be fleshed out so you could really figure out who, as they said, was the rat, within the overall film with the storyline. And I really did enjoy those aspects. Also, with Selena Kyle, played by Zoe Kravitz, she did an amazing job as her. I love how the way they went with her character, kind of fleshing her out, how she, falls into this, and definitely I wasn't seeing coming with a certain parts of her storyline and certain things that come to the forefront that get exposed and out, and then having to deal with how to handle certain individuals within, trying to be thinly veiled here. But yes, she did very good. Couple, little fight, little sequences with her, done very, very well. I did enjoy that. I loved her chemistry as well with the Batman, aka Bruce. Done very good. You can see definitely some good chemistry there. I like that. I wasn't anything forced. I love the banter with them in regards to him not sometimes knowing how to approach her and dealing with certain things if he's trying to get information from her in regards to helping her figure out or lure out whoever was involved with these killings. So that was really good. Now another one I really enjoyed was Colin Farrell as the Penguin. I really wish we got more scenes with him because he was really good and definitely unrecognizable, like you saw for the trailer, like literally. down to the voice, everything. He was really good in his scenes immensely. You already saw from the trailer the scene of him in the vehicle trying to get, away. That little chase scene was really good. And let me tell you, before that scene, there's a part where you definitely get introduced to the Batman's, vehicle. I love the way they set that up, whatever, especially with the music as the backdrop. It was so good. And then the car chase scene went on for quite some time, done really, really, really well. Just yeah, I was here for that scene fully. Yes. As well as Andy Serkis playing Alfred. Even I want to see a little bit more of him, but the parts that they did give us to it definitely centered around things in regards to figuring out the clues from the Riddler, and then things needing to be addressed between him and Bruce that Bruce was not aware of. I love that, because it's just Bruce feeling a certain way of like he's not being, forthcoming with things or knowing things about his family, feeling like, you've been in my life all this time, certain things I should have known from you, somebody who's this close to me, who I trust, so that you just pretty much centers around the trust of somebody who's this close to me, and what is it you're not telling me, things of that nature. So I really enjoyed seeing their bond and him, talking to him, even though he's not his father and always trying to carry himself that way when he's trying to give him advice. But and it's he would take it strugglingly, but really really good scenes between those two. Again, some chemistry. Another person who I'm always here for, who gives up good chemistry with any person he's in, is a John Turturro, who plays a particular character in this one. I want to say it was Carmine Falcon, excuse me. I love me some John. He's just anything he's in, I just love it, and he's definitely very very sly, very suave, whatever, no, a little sinister, just the way he speaks about certain things when, certain people speak to him and trying to get information out of him, and how he's able to, say what he needs to say, and the response he gets back. I just loved his scenes with definitely with Bruce Wayne, and then definitely a scene with Selena Kyle. But yes, he's just one of those ones where I just like how he just engages his roles, and just really 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 good in those instances. There's some other people within the show, the movie, excuse me, that are really good. Of course, I want to say Peter Sarsgaard was in this one. Really enjoyed him as well. And there's another person, Barry. I want to say Kugan. I hope I'm saying his last name correctly. There's a scene that's very brief, very interesting, that happens with him and the real. I thought was really interesting. I won't really get into that, but let's just say that the way this is shot with certain particular scenes throughout this film is subtle little instances of where there could be spinoffs. That's just my feeling on that, and I am always here for that. I don't know how people feel, and you all can comment after this. I'm always here for standalone films. I know a lot of people like, oh, eventually would love to see some of these people to be in, other movies of other characters. I don't really care. It doesn't really bother me if that doesn't happen, but some spinoffs would really be nice, So I'm just going to say that, just leave it like that. But yeah, little subtle references here and there within the film that can give you the thought that that could happen. Never know. But again, like I say, it just the movie overall just really definitely gritty, definitely dark, suspenseful. The cinematography was excellent. I really just enjoyed this one. I will say this, even though I said all 3 hours I was thoroughly entertained, they could have cut off at least a good 30 minutes. 2 hours, 30 minutes would have been just fine. I will just be honest with that part. Overall, everything about this film, the action, I definitely enjoyed that. Probably would have wanted maybe one or two more scenes of some action with the Batman, but what I got, I did enjoy immensely. So I will say that, not to take away from that, because they were good, especially at the beginning of the movie, within the first good 10 so minutes, whatever, and all that. Yeah, I was here for all that. Just yeah, I can't say yeah enough, because I really did enjoy the film. I'm planning actually to go see this again probably in the next week or two, just to enjoy it for one more time in the theater. The people in the theater room I was in, we really did enjoy it. We were really entertained and really enjoying all the scenes. But yes, guys, I wanted to, like I said, keep this short and sweet. So out of a 10, I will give this 8.5. Really, just mainly the fact that just the time frame on it. It doesn't need to be 3. I think 2.5 would have been good. Probably, like I said, because it was dragging out certain scenes that did not really honestly need to be that long. One part that did need to be that I enjoyed was a scene between Batman and the Riddler. That little discussion that was really good. Besides that, I really did. This was a really good film. I feel like being that we waited this long and just waiting for them to get through it, it was worth the wait. I really can't say any more about this. I really do look forward to you guys commenting below what you thought about the actual film, just to kind of get other people's interpretations. I will say this, that this one will be kind of high on my list, within probably the first, top five, whatever now, going and pushing a couple of them back. I still like the other films, Dark Knight, Batman Returns. Yes, all those are still high up in that top five up there, but this one climbs up there above a couple of other ones. But like I said, this is just one movie. I know some people probably like the Dark Knight, whatever, but I have to always remind myself that's a trilogy. It's all three movies stamped out. This is just one. Now it depends if we're going to get more. And I don't know if people keep up that. I know there's certain things that were stated from how Patterson felt. I don't know in regards to the working relationship with Matt Reeves, if we might get another one. I really hope so. I want to see if he notices how people take to this one with him in this, and hopefully he might consider it, because I'll tell you like this, that is just the worst thing I hope will happen, is the fact that he only wants to do one. It's just like, okay, here we go again. Now who are we going to find again, to play this, this particular character? And being that that's it is young. Now, granted, they could age him, whatever, and all that, and make him a little bit older, and then possibly, then that's fine. It is what it is. But I would love him to consider doing another one, even if it doesn't do three, hopefully maybe two. I don't know, but fingers crossed on that one, because I think he delivered really very very well in this film. I really think he did a good job. So with that said, you guys, again, comment below. Let me know what you think. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next movie review. You guys take care.